have not played since losing by a score of 9-3 at Inglewood on December 13th. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sault College Resort. My name is Mike Overton, along with Griffin Sears, and we'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting University of Marian, Wisconsin Sailors. And we'll go down to my school at this time in the Marian National. The University of Marian, Wisconsin will start tonight's game with the line of number 18, Katie Fournette, number 29, Easton Nick, and the number 55, Ashton Underhill. On defense, number 3, Logan Graff, and number 4, Connor Cousins. Starting at goal for the Sabres will be number 65, Jackson Powers. Sault College will start tonight's game with the line of Santa Maria, Jameis, and Kovacs. On defense, Rudy Blau and Jonah DeRogier. And starting at goal for your Sault College Cougars tonight will be number 30, Keenan Marks. And Griffin, great to have you along here for the second half of the 25-26 hockey season.
Well, it's great to be here, and I'm just excited to see the Rangers play a fun game. Offensive power and great defense, so this is going to be a good showing of what these teams can do.
Marian, Wisconsin in their gold blacks, and Sault College in their home whites as we get ready for the opening face-off here on game 1 of the 2-game homestand. We're live from the Northern Community Center in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and here we go, we're underway. As Marian, Wisconsin has control of the puck. That's Graff on the far side, and that went by everybody all the way down the ice. And that will be icing on Marian, Wisconsin. Just 8 seconds gone in period number 1. Still awaiting our first goal. Face off. Levine to the left of Jackson Powers. Santa Maria. And Underhill. Santa Maria. Couldn't get control out of it. Dribbles in and Powers covers it up. Face off. We'll do it again from the same spot. Powers plays most of the games so far this season for the Sabres. And once again, right off the draw, Powers has to be sharp and covers it up. So we'll do it again, right from the same spot to the left of the Marian, Wisconsin goal. And this time the puck comes free, and Marian, Wisconsin will come out of their own zone. That's Cousins coming over the line, 2-on-2. Shoots, that one was blocked. Right in, rebound. Throws it, and it went to the side of the goal. DeRozier has it for Sioux College. Santa Maria, that pass was behind Kovacs. And Cousins dumps it off inside the Sioux College zone. Kovacs decides to come out on his own. Nice move to get out of his own zone. And he was blocked in the center ice area, and that was shot down the ice once again by Marian, Wisconsin. Played pretty much all in the Wisconsin zone so far.
Well, that was a pretty good save by Sioux College goaltender Keenan Parks. He had a couple great saves there. Hopefully he can stay strong.
College winning that draw. And we'll have it play with 19:07 left to go in period number 1. Just one shot on goal so far here tonight. So far, it's been by the Sioux College crew. Scramble off the draw. Picked up by Zamora with a quick shot. Kozlowski shoots straight on. Service side by Powers. Wings are in front of the net. And it squirts out to goal. And he's going to get control of the puck. That comes Marian, Wisconsin. And that's Weber shooting it in. On the far corner, Rodell taking his player out. Onto the point. Quick shot off the one-timer, and that went wide. Dylan Windsor coming in for Sioux College on the line. Goal. And that was Rodell. I couldn't handle that pass. So number 4, Anthony Blondell will come back into his own zone. Coming through center on the right side. Blondell. He lost that one. Tim Buckley. Buckley again. Shoots and he rips out behind the line. Right in front of the goal. There was nobody there. Post. Hangs it up the forwards. And Buckley lost that. With Dylan Windsor. And back comes Marian, Wisconsin. That's Buckley. In front of the goal, and it went through about 6 skates. And Piper Post has it. Nice short pass to Johnson. Johnson. And the goal. And winning that draw. Sorry, winning that battle in behind the goal. Connor Cousins. On the far boards. And Chase Johnson trying to get it deep. But back comes Marian, Wisconsin. And Underhill couldn't get there in time, and it comes back out into the center ice area. Brody McLeod hands it off to number 11, and that's Mitchell Moore. Oh, goal! Oh, touch right there, rebound! And Jackson Powers comes up with a good stop. The best chance of the game so far.
That was just a great display of Vancouver's keeping just the whole down. There's sustained pressure in the offensive zone, and I don't think Parks has keeping possession and keep battling and trying to get
17:08 left to go in the first period. Celebrating our first goal. And Wisconsin winning the draw. That's Burnett trying to long out that pass. That was intercepted by Windsor. Picked up. Oh, score! Mitchell Moore intercepted that pass coming through center. And just like that, a wicked shot high over top of the glove. And it's 1-0 for the Sioux College Cougars. An errant pass up the middle, picked off by Mitchell Moore, and he made quick work of that as he buries the biscuit. 16:55 left to go in period number 1. College up by 1. And the puck is shot inside the Sault College zone. That Stafford has the puck. Back to the point, Weber. One-time shot, that got through, and that's steered aside by Marks. And a shot down there to the center of the time. And Marian loses that race from the puck. And icing is called on the Sault College Cougars. And it certainly didn't take long as bang bang, it was in the back of the net. DeRoger off the face-off. A far side pass for James. He was looking for Kovacs, breaking through and didn't find the mark. Weber was hit hard on the near boards by Jacob Kovacs. DeRoger. That could be a high stick, but Santa Maria let it go. Galloway, nice move around DeRoger in front of the goal. And number 12, Sweeney couldn't handle that pass. Back. James with a shot. Number 22, Nick James with a toe drag. And he ripped that one over top of the blocker of Jackson Powers, and it's 2-0 for the Sault College Cougars.
That's just a great release there. It's just another
$15.58 left to go in the first period. College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin, no score. Well, there's going to be a penalty right into the face-off as the referee's arm went up. And Trooping is going to get a call. And Harley Wardell will send the ball 2 minutes ago. The call will be tripping. So Marian, Wisconsin will get the first power play chance in tonight's game. Be trailing by 2. Burnett, Underhill, O'Neill up front for Marian, Wisconsin off the draw. Weber has it back. Weber. A quick shot, and Marks was right there with no rebound. And that was shot by number 29, Easton Nick.
Marks continues to stand on. I guess he not on today.
Nick on the far, off the near boards, and that's Underhill. Underhill's posting to the center, across to Nick. Trying to look for Underhill, and that pass was intercepted in DeRoger. Powers and Powers. Powers will leave it there. Number 6, James Clement. Clement on the far side. That's number Underhill. Shoots right on! Underhill with a nice rush. And again, Marks solid in the goal for the Cougars.
Just easy chances and going to the net. The Sabres. Good to see so many of them here.
Absolutely. Cousins keeping it in for the Sabres. On the far side, that's Stafford. Back at the point, Stafford sends it to the net. That was blocked by Novello. Stafford has it again across to Cousins. Cousins shoots, and that was an easy glove save as Mark saw that one all the way. 1:05 left to go with the penalty to Harley Wardell. 14:59 left to go in the first period. Face-off will be to the right of the Sault College goal. Galloway winning that back to Cousins. Butley. Cross-ice pass, and that was too hard for Galloway. Back to the point. One-time shot by Butley, and it went high over top of the goal. Stafford in behind the goal, rubbed out by Sambarro. And Cousins couldn't keep the puck in. Good work by Gabriel Sambarro. With 30 seconds left to go on the penalty to Harley Wardell. Roger off the near boards. Cousins to Sweeney. Shoots. Oh, I want to say that was by Marks, his best so far. And not like getting out left, not out.
Marian's doing a great job on their power play here to just make any chances they can. Sault College needs to keep them to the outside like they were earlier in the power play. Keep those shots outside, make it easier on Marks.
15-16 left to go in the first period. 22 seconds left in the penalty. To Harley Brown. Sault College 2. And Marian, Wisconsin. And drop illegally, and they'll do it again. Burnett will be on the face-off circle. And Underhill will come in. With Piper Post taking the draw for the Cougars. So Underhill gets the boot. And Easton Neck will come in. So College 29 shot is going to come all the way down the ice. And Powers. And the defender, Burnett. Coming through center. That's number 55, Underhill. Penalty's over. Sault College Cougars back to full strength. Burnett let that one go by. And Novello gets it down. Nice Chase Johnson. Trying to cut into the nice play by Bummer. The puck away. Far side to net. Piper Post coming in with some ball. And Underhill coming to try to steal the puck. Oh, there was a shot by Novello and it went wide of the goal. Right for net. Novello kicking the puck free. And Miller. Chase Johnson was all by himself, and he whipped it over top of the goal. Back comes Burnett for Wisconsin, leaving it there. Underhill shoots blocker aside by Marks, and again the Sault College Cougars are allowing Wisconsin to break through the middle. Burnett was pounded. What a big hit by number 7, David Sane. Lost that one to Easton Nick. And back, Wisconsin shooting it inside the Sault College zone. Dylan Windsor hands it off to number 10, Big Michael Starzonski. The two-sport athlete for the Sault College Cougars also plays baseball. Wisconsin, that's Devin Butley. He lost control of that. And Moore, the goal scorer, has one of the goals for Sault College. It's Mitchell Moore. Starzonski. Avery. To Novello. That might be offside, but they let that one go. Moore rubs his play up. Starzonski with a roll shot. Oh, little lead pass. And a good work there by DeRoche. As number 15, Anthony O'Neill was clear. That fucking Cousins. Slowing things down. Handing it off to Logan Raff. Back to Cousins. Long pass and that one off the stick. All the way down and works. Won't take any chances. And he covers that up with 11:37 left to go in the first period.
So even the missing areas actually, yes, we know they're a very physical team. They try to wear down their opponents all the time. But at the same time, they are a very skilled team as well. So see Marian
Back to the point. Shoot! And that shot went wide of the goal by Miller. Kovacs coming to the center. Nice pass. Santa Maria on the left side. Jackson Sweeney coming down the right side. Sweeney to Galloway. In front of the goal. It's a nice play from Galloway. And Sweeney was by himself in front of the goal. And he backhanded it into an empty cage with Keenan Marks going wrong way.
great control by Sweeney there to just get on his head, just to guide that puck with the back. That's a very skilled play. That's very great.
11-12 left to go in period number 1. Sault College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1. Zamora and Underhill on the draw. Zamora winning that. Back to McClung. Morello That was Dylan Windsor by himself. Burnett, that's offside. That's number 29, Easton Nick, was just a step ahead of the puck with 10:52 left to go in the first period. So College up by 1. Face off just outside the line of St. College Cougars. Windsor. Back to McLeod. Cornell just chips it in. Deep inside. The Wisconsin zone. Powers. Brings it around the corners. Cornell is there. Again, trying to get it out. Back to the point and then skipped over the stick of number 4, Anthony Blonda. Works. Giving it off to Blonda. To Siu. Dangerous pass there, but Zimbardo got it and shoots it inside. Wisconsin zone. Raff. And that's Underhill turning back. And he'll slow things down and give it off to number 4, Carter Cousins. We're halfway through the first period. St. College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1. Post. Chases. And Cousins comes out to far side. And that pass was a little bit too far for O'Neill. And that broke up any chance there for Wisconsin. Howard. Will give it to Weber. Another hard hit by the Cougars. And Griffin, you mentioned earlier, Sioux College likes to hit. And they have been so far in tonight's game. Johnson on the far side. He was bumped. Wanda. He just gave that one to Newland for the goal, but Post intercepted that one. Then they give it away again. Post, Sioux College fortunate on that as there was 2 giveaways in about 5 seconds. Johnson to Novello. And that's Carroll. He was bumped up, picked up by Ethan Novello. Shoots! And Jackson Powers gathers that one in with 9:03 left to go in the first period. Sioux College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1.
The first half of Marian with the Cougars, they're very calm and they're being just take an extra and just make that extra pass. Yeah, be successful in the result.
Marian, Wisconsin winning another draw. Cornell keeping it in. And that's Chase Weber being bothered right away by number 23, DiMartino. Sweeney getting it out. Good work to get it out. Sioux College has to touch off DiMartino. And just off the stick of Mitchell Moore. Back to the point. Cornell shoots. That was blocked. Another shot by Lemke right on. And no rebound. Jackson Powers, even though he's given up too early, he's been pretty sharp here for the Sabres as the period goes on. And are they going to give out a penalty here after the whistle? Let's take a look and see. It looks like number 11, Blake Stafford for Marian University, and another number 11, Mitchell Moore. So we'll play forward for hockey for the next 2 minutes.
There's going to be a lot more open ice out there. We're going to see a lot of offense back and forth, and hopefully we might see a big
Durocher, McLeod, Lomax, and James for the Sioux College Cougars. Nick, Burnett, Underhill, and Cousins for Marian, Wisconsin. So we're going to look for some fast-paced hockey for the next 2 minutes. 8:28 left to go in period number 1, Sioux College 2, and Marian, Wisconsin 1. James winning that job. Kovac. Lost to McLeod. Looking for James coming through, but that was intercepted by number 4, Connor Cousins. Back comes Cousins. Over the line, Cousins. Poke check by McLeod. James coming in, sweeping in to get the puck, and he gives it back to number 17, Brock Santa Maria. McLeod for the Sioux College Cougars. To Kovacs. gathering speed through center ice. On the line, he was poke checked nicely by Cousins. But he got it back. Davis was in front of the pass was too far ahead of him. The center area fanned on that one. Back comes Frenette. One-on-one with McLeod. Frenette shoots! And he fired a shot right into the Sault College crest of the Sault College goaltender, Keenan Marks.
Keenan Marks having a great game. Marian needs to try to work the shots to the outside. They're not really giving him too much of a test. They're keeping everything to the chest. And they're stuff that really works. So maybe if they're trying to pick these players, maybe put these in.
1:11 left to go in the 4-on-4 hockey. 7:39 left to go in period number 1. Dylan Windsor coming in to get it and drops it off to DeRozier in behind the Sault College goal. DeRozier going to leave it there for Starzomski. Starzomski coming through center, coming over the line, still has it. Hands it off to Windsor. Oh, Starzomski tapped in wide. Nice pass by Dylan Windsor. And Starzomski just missed. Sault College keeping it in. And that was McMahon, who was checked by Zimbarro. O'Neill, bumped by Starzomski. Back comes Dylan Dudley. Marks, poke checked him. Zimbarro looking for a loose puck. Zimbarro and DeRozier. The puck squirts out. Windsor will turn. Oh, he passed away in front of his own goal, but Starzomski was the only one there. So it was a good break for the Sault College Cougars. Starzomski pushing it ahead. Miller. Back to Jace Weber. Weber coming out of his own zone. Down the left side, over the line. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Weber falls gently into the end boards. McLeod was bumped off the puck. And that was a good check by Blake Stafford. McLeod looks to be okay. Piper post on the near boards. Novello coming in to take the puck, and it squirts out into the neutral zone. Avery shoots it back deep into the Sabre zone. 6 minutes left to go in the first period. And that was out of the reach of Stafford. Grillo all the way down inside the Sabre zone. No icing. Weber fires it around the far side. That was Cousins that rimmed it around the boards. He'll get another chance, but Blonde is going to be there. And he tried to shoot it towards the goal. And it went off something. Looked like the puck went inside the Marian, Wisconsin bench and popped back out.
Yeah, it looked like it rode up one of the skits of one of the players in the bench and just went out. Trying to get a little stoppage here. This might be the benefit of the Cougars because they really don't know what's up. I guess maybe here's an alternative to say something.
One of the steps, and then he drilled that one 3 feet wide. DiVernino let that one go all the way down. Nick let that go by. Another shot. Rebound come right out in front of the goal. And that was Moore looking for a second of the game. But he banned on it. Zimbarro. Checked out, that was number 18. Wardell, not 28. Nick. Outlet pass. And out comes Underhill. Around Blonda, Underhill. Oh, he tried a short side high. And he missed it. Back come the Sault College Cougars, 2-on-2. Wardell. He was bumped off the puck. Back comes Frenette. He was poke checked. And Carrillo will go behind his own net and settle things down. Wardell right along past the James. Didn't make it. That was DiVernino. Check that, not James. Underhill. Nice move. And Carrillo saved himself as Underhill made a nice move. Shot. That one didn't make it through. Wardell hands it back to Cohen Carrillo. DiVernino to Starzomski. Oh, and Kovacs was turning the other way. So that went all the way down the ice. And that is icing called on the Sault College Cougars.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there by both players. That's what we put on that offset. The Cougars are going to not get their first legs out, and it's going to keep the tired legs on the ice. And Marian's going to take advantage of that and get something in here.
Quick, right off the chest of Keenan Marks, and that was a pretty easy save for the Sault College goaltender. In the ACHA, if there's an icing, the icing team has to keep the same players on the ice. So Marian, Wisconsin looking to set up that same play. But this time, Jameis won the draw and shot down the ice again. A big hit in behind the play as Starzomski took out his player, number 81, Justin Newland. And that puck was flipped high over top of the glass and into the netting. 3:52 left to go in period number 1. Sault College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1.
On the in the offensive zone. Really like to work it back to the defenders with their shots. Get many shots at the point.
Roger with the shot right on, like you said, right off the top. They like to push it right towards the goal, and they certainly did.
They like throwing it right at the net. They almost send the ball in their shoulders, crash the net, try to find a rebound. So I'm assuming that's their game plan. Work it back to the defenseman and nice shots, and then crash the net for rebounds.
Kind of like old-fashioned Canadian hockey. DeRoger decides to fake the shot. DeRoger shoots, rebound, and that was kicked aside by the right leg of Powers. Back comes Stafford. Stafford right in front of the goal. Oh, what a save that was by the left leg of Keenan Marks. And that was on Jackson Sweeney. Save of the game so far for Keenan Marks. Santa Maria all the way across to Jameis. Jameis twisting and turning on the far side. Hands it back to Lemke. Jacob Kovacs back to Blonda, but didn't make it. Here comes Stafford for for Wisconsin. To Galloway. And he's not the guy you want to have with the puck. Galloway is their leading point getter. Marks leaves it there for Lemke. Oh, a dangerous pass. Doing in front of their own goal. Not a shot right on, and that was by number 8, Keenan McKinnon-Miller. And that was almost costly.
Yes. And Keenan Marks, great way to just lay down and just get a whistle. We got to appreciate that full save, stretching all the way over there to eliminate that chance. He's just one player right now, and it could maybe the outcome of this game, but it could be a game setter.
Underhill shoots. Oh, I don't know if Mark saw that one or not, but it whistled one. Huge hit on Dylan Windsor. And that was a hard hit by Chase Weber. Dylan Windsor, we felt that up here in the broadcast area as the windows were shaking. 2:39 left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1. Frenette winning that job. Back to Weber. Weber fires it in. Cross ice into the far corner. See you. Couldn't get it by Weber. Weber shoots that one. That was well wide. And Blonda. Oh, and that one bounced right to Underhill. Shoots. And that was blocked by Blonda, and he felt that one. Frenette in front of the goal. Oh, and that was a nice chance by Nick. Windsor relieves the pressure for the Sault College Cougars. Here comes Dylan Windsor around Weber. Weber recovers nicely with a stick swing there and knocked the puck out. Cordell in front of the goal, and he was knocked down. Another big hit. Roger, he was knocked down. And Roger might have got the worst of that one. That's 96. Slow to get up for the Sault College Cougars. And Griffin, very physical first period so far. Holy cow.
Well, we just see the tempo of this game is definitely turned up, and it's great to see both teams playing body, playing up, chances both ways. This is the kind of hockey to watch forever.
Minute 43 left to go in the first period. And Novello coming in to get the puck from Brown. Roger is going to keep that in. Sends it towards the net, and that one off the stick of number 21, Ethan Novello. But Jackson Powers was right there.
We really got to tip our hats for these goalies. We're seeing basically all the game right now. So many chances of these teams, and these goalies are making mistakes.
91 seconds left to go in the first period. Face off to the right of Powers. Ravello 1-on-2, trying to get the puck. Puck comes up. Johnson! Oh, it was right on the stick of Piper Post. And like you said, another solid save by Jackson Howard. 1:22 left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1. Post and Galloway on the draw. Post to Johnson. Johnson lost the handle on that one as he was ready to rip that one. Back comes Gavin Galloway. He runs over to Roses. Roses had a rough couple of minutes here late in the first period. He's run over twice. Oh, and Piper Post barely avoided a huge collision there. Stafford on the far side, too far ahead of everybody, and that is icing on Marian, Wisconsin with 53.5 seconds left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1.
We see with that check, Marian is, they're really just trying to hold on for Sault under the Cougars. They gotta watch out for those incidents on their last line. They would not want that.
Lemke, a shot on that one went wide. For the goal! And that puck didn't make it to the stick of Kovacs. Jameis was looking for Kovacs. He's lurking dangerous in front of the goal. Oh, Lemke across to Starzomski. Shoots! That was blocked. Kovacs. That was behind Santa Maria. And Weber to Stafford. That went off the skate of Santa Maria. And Stafford picks it up for Marian, Wisconsin. Blocked by Starzomski quickly. All the way down. No icing. And Cousins bodied there by Kovacs. Santa Maria in front of the net, just out of the outstretched stick of Michael Starzomski. And the buzzer goes. And that's it for the first period of play. The Sault College Cougars 2 and the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres 1. So we'll be back in about 13 minutes time for the second period. Welcome back inside the Northern Community Centre here in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Mike Armitage, Griffin Sears here for tonight's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting University of Marian, Wisconsin Sabres. And Griffin, a very spirited first period of play with 2 quick goals by the Cougars and 1 by the Sabres.
Like we said at the end of the period there, just a very energetic first period. And we hope they can lead it into the second period. They just have a great brand of hockey. Both teams are playing excellent, physical, shooting pucks, getting bodies in the net. Everything's flying around, and we're going to see a great brand of hockey here in the second period.
Shots on goal after the first period by the Sault College Cougars, 9. And by the University of Marian, Wisconsin Sabres, 9. 2 goals got by Jackson Powers and 1 goal got by Keenan Marks. So to start the second period, Sabres will start with Nick, Frenette, and Underhill up front. Cousins and Graf on defense. Sault College will have Jameis, Kovacs, Santa Maria, DeRozier, and the number 2, Brody McLeod. And Graf flips it high inside the Sault College zone. Underhill. Right off the face-off, there's going to be a penalty as the official's arm's in the air. And it looks like somebody's going to get the gate for slashing. And it's going to be number 17, Brock Santa Maria. So Wisconsin will get their first power play chance of tonight's game.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting to see what Wisconsin can do on the power play here. Just a little bit off the draw there. Santa Maria just had him tied up for too long. Just a little bit too much stick action. That's why the penalty was called off the draw.
Gavin Galloway leading the way for the Sabres as he's out. He was just replaced by Stafford on the face-off. Sault College trying to win that draw, but lost it, and then got it back. And it's shot down the ice by number 21, Ethan Novello. Stafford bothered there by Post. Cousins to Miller. To Butler, sorry. And, it's kept in. No, it isn't. And it went off the linesman right in front of the Marian, Wisconsin bench. And that was offside. 19:28 left to go in the second period. Sault College 2 and Marian, Wisconsin 1. Nick, right off the face-off, gathers it in for Marian, Wisconsin. And then he just tossed it in and gave it away. McLeod stops, starts, and he was checked by O'Neill. O'Neill to Underhill. Back to the point. Weber to Nick. Back to Weber. Oh, he lost control of that. And so Wisconsin will have to touch up. Weber to Nick. Nice stick pass to O'Neill. Shoots. Nice save by Marks. And it's shot down the ice. Marks right off the bat here on the power play. He's steady for the Sault College Cougars. Weber for Marian, Wisconsin. Over the line, 3-on-2. Weber in front of the goal, and that went off a stick. And it ended up on number 5, Dylan Windsor's stick. And he shot it down the ice. 35 seconds left to go in the penalty to Santa Maria. Nick, turned back by Windsor. Hands it off to Weber. Off the skate of O'Neill. Back. O'Neill gets it back. O'Neill couldn't get by the big long arms of Starzomski. But O'Neill has it again. O'Neill in behind the goal. Cousins. Back in to O'Neill. At the hash marks. Back to Cousins. Cousins. Turning. Turning again. Zimbarro. Not giving any ground. They're Cousins. Shoots. Rebound. And that's smothered by Keenan Marks as the penalty to Brock Santa Maria expires with 17:48 left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, Marks does a great job of swallowing up the puck there. We also got to just give credit to the Sault College PK. That was a great power kill right there. Just keeping the outside, sending the puck down, not letting Marian get any chances on that power play.
High off the glass, couldn't get that by Graff as he batted it forwards. And it, Piper post, flipped it high off the glass, but too high. Up into the rafters here at the Northern Community Center in Sault Ste. Marie. 17:40 left to go in period number 2. Face-off will be to the left of Keenan Marks. Galloway and Post. Post winning that face-off. But Wisconsin, Galloway with a slick pass and a short side shot by number 11. That was Blake Stafford, who was buried in the far side by Seu. Sweeney in behind the goal, Seu. To Novello, got it out. Good work by Novello to get that puck out into the neutral zone. Stafford just dumps it by Blonda and Seu. Back to Blonda, to Post. Post just left it there. In front of the goal, that's Stafford. Shoots, and he fired that one wide. McMahon with a shot, and that one went wide as well. Novello buried by 2 Wisconsin players on the far side. Blonda to Johnson, who got it by McMahon, but he couldn't get it by Nesbitt. And Nesbitt just gave that one away to Ethan Novello, but he couldn't get very far. Back comes O'Neill, 2-on-1. Nesbitt catching up. O'Neill shoots. Oh, and he shot that one right into the glove of Keenan Marks on a 2-on-1, a glorious chance for Madison. Marian, Wisconsin to tie the game.
Well, that was just a great chance by O'Neill. He tried pulling it back to get a little bit of an extra harder of a shot, but he just found it, just put it right into the glove of Marks, and that's just a great glove save.
Right off the draw. In front of the goal, that was blocked by Marks as the pass couldn't make it through. Butley, he was poke checked. Back comes Brody McLeod to Windsor. Hands it off to Moore. DiMartino with a shot, and he broke a stick. Moore with another one that's blockered high in the air by Powers. Brody McLeod pinching in, doing some offensive work for the Sault College Cougars. Windsor. Now it's back to Avery. Avery lost control of that when it comes back inside the Sault College zone. Nick James, the slick skating forward for the Sault College Cougars. Number 22 coming through center to Windsor. Back to James. And has it again, and he took a shot at that one and he whipped it wide. McLeod. Around Miller. McLeod. Back to Santa Maria. Back to McLeod. Looking for Starzomski coming through the center. Chose another option. James. And he lost control of the puck, so Sault College has to regroup. Number 22, James. Great puck handler, James. From the goal, Santa Maria holding on. Back to Starzomski. Shoots. Oh, and he swung and missed on that one. Back comes O'Neill. O'Neill getting another shot. Underhill heading to the goal. O'Neill. He fanned on that one. One by each side. Back comes Starzomski. 3-on-2. On the far side. Santa Maria's shot. Pass was blocked. And Jacob Kovacs picks it up for the Cougars. Starzomski on the left side. Gentle pass. Right in front of the goal. Scores! And that was Brock Santa Maria on just a gorgeous pass by Starzomski, and it's 3-1 for the Sault College Cougars.
What a saucer pass by Michael Starzomski, finding Brock Santa Maria right on the doorstep. That was just a pretty play and just a prettier finish. Just squeak it right past Powers. And we have a 3-1 hockey game for the Cougars.
And from our angle, Griffin, it didn't look like it went in right up. Initially, it looked like he was stopped by Powers. But the Sault College Cougars have a 2-goal lead here early in the second period. Gabriel Zambaro for the Cougars. To Lemke, and Lemke shoots it in. Harley Wardell giving chase. Cousins. He was buried by Dylan Windsor, and that another hard hit. And Connor Cousins felt that one. Nick coming through, shoots, and that another big-time glove save by Keenan Marks. Holy cow, we can barely keep up. What a pace, excitement here in the second period.
I don't think we'd stop talking here. We just keep talking about the offensive prowess of just both these teams, just back and forth hockey, breakaways, just great chances and great plays. And we're gonna hope to see this going into the third and at the end of this period.
Right off the draw, and Stafford with a shot. And we had mentioned it a couple of times in the first period that Marian, Wisconsin has shot the puck right into the logo of Keenan Marks, but there was no rebound. So we'll do it again, just to the right of the Sault College goal. Stafford again, and that one was blocked partially, and it went wide of the goal. Exactly the same play. Back comes Ethan Novello on the stick of Piper Post. Quick transition, here comes Galloway. McMahon shoots it back in. Marian, Wisconsin tagging up and coming back in with some forechecking. Piper Post to Novello. Sayu to Blonda. Post. Good work by Johnson to stay onside. But Sweeney gathers it in for Wisconsin, and now was too far ahead of Stafford, and Marian, Wisconsin needs to make changes on the play. Brody McLeod, long outlet pass, and McMahon got his stick in the way as DiBardino would have had a break. Miller took the long way around the goal. He was beaten to the puck by Moore. Butley to O'Neill. O'Neill coming one-on-one with McLeod. Dylan Windsor coming 1-on-3, and he didn't get very far. And back comes Marian, Wisconsin, but Brody McLeod has the puck for the Cougars over the line. Shoots, rebound, another goal, and there was a shot by Moore, looking for his second goal of tonight's game, and that was stopped by Powers. Brody McLeod hooked from behind. Post. That was Moore, check that, beside of the goal. And that shot down the ice. Will it have enough gas to make it all the way? And it does. With 12:18 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and Madison, Wisconsin Sabres 1.
Well, when the Sault College Cougars get set up in the offensive zone, it's really hard to get the puck off their sticks. They really like to snap the puck around, set up chances, keep it outside, then send it into the middle for a shot or a pass, and it's just great offensive zone abilities.
Carrillo on the far side, he couldn't get control of that one. So Jacob Kovacs will give it to Michael Starzomski, who shoots it in right on, and that's going to be covered up by the Sabres goaltender, Jackson Powers. 12:05 left to go in period number 2. Sault College 3 and the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres 1. Face-off will be to the right of the Marian, Wisconsin goal. Jameis for the Sault College Cougars. And the number 55, Ashton Underhill for the Sabres. Jameis winning that. Starzomski didn't get much on that one. Santa Maria turning across to Carrillo. Carrillo around the goal. Jameis never stops working. Jameis back comes Underhill. Pushes that forward. Over the line. Shoots. That was blocked by Carrillo. Underhill comes out with the puck. Back to Cousins. Over to Graff. Sends it right on. Another one right into the logo of the Sault College Cougars goaltender. 11:37 left to go in period number 2. Sault College 3 and Marian, Wisconsin 1.
Well, you're kind of starting to sound like a broken record with the shots to the chest. Marian really needs to try to get opportunities in the corners of the net to try to get one in. And I also sound like a broken record too now saying that.
And that puck was shot down the ice, and it does have enough mustard to make it all the way, and that'll be icing on the Sault College Cougars. 11:30 left to go in period number 2. Sault College 3 and the Sabres 1. Face-off will come to the left of the Sault College goaltender, Keenan Marks. Keenan Marks, razor sharp so far tonight for the Cougars. Jameis winning another draw. And Lemke to Kovacs. Santa Maria. Bounced that off the stick. Back comes Sweeney. Stafford. Oh, and there was almost a big collision there coming through center with Jameis. Sweeney was all by himself. Has the puck. Scores! Jackson Sweeney was left all alone in front of the Sault College goal. And he backhanded that one underneath the pads of Keenan Marks. And the Sabres cut the lead to 3-2.
Well, that's just success Marian needs to have. They need to find a way to just get someone in front of that, work it to the middle, and have a chance in front to stop Keenan Marks from having an unreal game that he's having currently.
Seu, high over top of Weber. What a backhand pass that was! Out in front of the goal. And Zimbardo couldn't bury it. That pass was made by Dylan Windsor. Wanda will give it to Harley Wardell, but he still has it. Wardell, nice play to give it to Zimbardo. Zimbardo over the line. And he'll be chased in the far corner by Weber. Butley. Oh. And it looks like one of the Marian, Wisconsin players had a hard time making it over to the bench. That was number 81, Justin Newland. So we'll hope that he just banged up ever so slightly and he'll be back. 10:34 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and Marian, Wisconsin 2. And Griffin, we're in for a dandy of a game here so far in game 1. And we've got another game tomorrow, less than 24 hours away. So these teams will have to suck it up soon and do it all again tomorrow. Santa Maria in front of the net, and Powers was right there.
Yeah, we're going to get another chance to see the Cougars power play and to see how they operate. And like I said before, they like keeping it inside the zone, working it around, and we're going to continue to see that on this power play.
I missed that. There was a penalty called against Marian, Wisconsin. It was to number 88, Devin Butley. And Sault College Cougars will get another chance on the power play. Jameis, front of the goal. Novello shoots. Blockered away by Powers. Nice save there by the Marian, Wisconsin goaltender. Kovacs. Across to Jameis. To Novello. Back to Jameis. In deep. Santa Maria trying to get a rebound. And Novello tried to go a one-time shot over top of the glove. But Jackson Powers says, I don't think so. And shut the door.
Like we've been saying, both of these goaltenders just having a great game. Great job by Powers to just get that puck out in the air, swallow it, get a change for his team members, and to get some fresh legs here on the power kill.
Jameis, Santa Maria, Novello, Starzomski, and Kovacs on the Sault College power play. Starzomski in behind the goal to Kovacs, cross to Jameis. Jameis into Santa Maria. Back top to Kovacs.
Dishes that off to Jameis. Santa Maria right in front of the goal, and that went by everybody. And so Jacob Kovacs has to come back. And Sioux College will start again. Jameis gives it off to Kovacs. Full speed down the left side. Kovacs in behind the goal. Back to Santa Maria. Into Kovacs. One-time pass to Starzomski. Jameis from the goal. Scores! A power play goal by number 72, Jacob Kovacs, on a sweet pass from number 22, Nick Jameis. And the Cougars are up by a score of 4-2.
Well, that's just your typical tic-tac-toe from Starzomski to Jameis and to Kovacs to finish it off. And just a great, like I said, tic-tac-toe to finish it off on that power play. Just a great job by the Cougars to keep them in their zone.
Logan Graff didn't get much on that. Wardell keeps it in. Dylan Windsor first on the puck on the far side. Trying to get by Cousins. Has it again. Gives it off to Zambaro. Went over a stick. Graff to Nick. Oh, that was something on the glass. As Nick thought he shot it out, but it went the other way. Graff to Nick, and he just deflects it down the ice. Marks off the glass. Bad hop there. Underhill in front of the goal. Windsor trying to check his player in front of the goal, and Dylan Windsor coming down to help out. Might have saved the goal. Harley Wardell coming over the line. Zambaro with them. Wardell giving a shot to the much bigger McMahon. And Nick has the puck. Coming over the line, 1-on-2. Drop pass to Fournette. Shoots! Rebound! And there was no rebound. And Fournette took an extra shot at Marks, and the Sioux College Cougars players don't like that.
Well, no one in hockey ever likes anyone going after their goaltender, especially the Cougars. Like we mentioned, they play a physical hockey game, and no one's going to allow that to happen. We've also seen a couple of times when each team's flicked the puck off the glass, the stanchion is just coming right back to them. So maybe they're going to look to put it maybe lower, wrapping around the boards, because those stanchions are going to play a big factor and maybe get a turnover and pop it in front of the net. Maybe we'll see a goal from that.
8:17 left to go in period number 2. Starzomski to Chase Johnson to Novello. Piper post and Novello, 2-on-1. Novello shoots. Stopped by Powers. Piper post coming in, looking for the puck. Novello. Starzomski takes his player out, and Johnson will shoot it back in. And quickly McMahon up to Regan. Front of the net. Regan with a whack at it, and he missed. Ethan Novello down the far side and shoots it in right on. And Powers won't take any chances with Chase Johnson barreling down. 7:39 left to go in period number 2. Sioux College 4 and the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres 2.
Well, hopefully we're going to see a draw. Maybe Marian can win the draw here and just get it out of their zone. They've been having a hard time of doing that. Maybe try to set something up in the Cougar zone by getting it out.
Blake Stafford leading the way, and he sidesteps a check from number 4, Carrillo. Windsor leaves the puck there, picked up by Galloway. Galloway took a shot, tried to get another, but the puck was swiped away. Miller in the far side. Galloway in front of the net all by himself, and it's back to the point. Miller shoots. That was Weber. Check that. Galloway. He was buried behind the goal, and hopefully he's okay because he went awkwardly into the boards. Miller shoots, blockered away by Marks. And Moore looking for DiBerdino on the far side. That's Blonda handing it off to Moore. DiBerdino shoots, deflected wide by Blonda. Kept in on the far side by Brody McLeod. And Nick off the near boards, just out of the reach of Underhill, but it's right on goal, so there's no icing. Blonda. Far side to Brody McLeod. Off the board, Santa Maria couldn't get it out. Underhill shoots on the short side, and that was an easy glove save for the Sault College Cougars goaltender, Keenan Marks. 6:17 left to go in period number 2. Sault College 4 and the Sabres 2.
Marian keeps on trying that glove side on Marks. I think if they're looking for success, they gotta try either the blocker side or just trying to slip one past them low.
Brody McLeod, high off the glass, as Don Cherry says, if you don't have a play, high off the glass is never a bad thing. Underhill has the puck for Wisconsin. Poke check by McLeod. Nick in the near corner. Kovacs lurking dangerous, looking for a loose puck. And it comes out to Underhill. And it's batted down the ice. And that will be icing as it just grazed the outside of the goalpost. And so the Sault College Cougars are called for icing. 5:46 left to go in the second period. Sault College 4 and the Sabres 2. So this time the Sabres are going to choose to go to the right of the Sault College goal, and we'll see how they make out. And that shot down the ice. Again, the Sault College Cougars are called for icing. And that was number 27, Owen Avery, who shot that one down the ice.
Yeah, like I said, that glass is very active. I just don't think either side can really figure out how hard to shoot it off the glass or how low you have to shoot it and you're going to get it back.
Another outlet pass. That's going to be icing again. No, this one was on goal. Powers will hand it off to Nesbitt. Nesbitt coming gently through center. And that's Brody McLeod. Brody McLeod, nice move around Underhill. Coming through center. And that's going to be offside. And they didn't call it as Santa Maria touched the puck. But they didn't call it. It's only offside if they call it. And here comes Underhill. He's a nice player for Wisconsin. Underhill still has it. Oh, and the puck hit the back of the goal. Underhill has it again. Looking for O'Neill. O'Neill. Oh, what a toe drag that was. O'Neill, but he was checked by Jameis. Santa Maria. And he gives it off to Jacob Kovacs. Kovacs just shoots it in as he needs a change. He's been out there. Him and Jameis have been out there for a while. Santa Maria, he won't be far behind them as he's been out there for a bit too. Back to Wardell. Sends it to the net and it went off something and it went wide of the goal. O'Neill couldn't get that by Wardell. Wardell. Backhand pass. Left pad save by Powers on a shot by Wardell. Not much on it, but it was heading in the right direction. Post. That's Lemke to Starzomski. Quickly to Zambaro. Rink wide to Windsor. Coming in. Windsor, he was hooked from behind and they didn't call that one. Windsor has it again. Lemke shoots. That was blocked. Starzomski, another shot. And Powers got a piece of that one. Holy cow, what action here at the Northern Community Center. Windsor going to try again. Dylan Windsor. Oh, and he was checked. That's going to sting as that was a knee to the thigh. Starzomski with a shot, and that went off something high over top of the goal. Back comes O'Neill. O'Neill down the right side, around Johnson. And he needs a change as he's been out there for a bit. Cameron Lemke. Oh, and he lost it almost. But Starzomski was there. Johnson was gone if he would have got the puck. Johnson has it. But just 1-on-3, and he's not going to get very far as Gavin Galloway shoots it down the ice, and that could be icing. Oh, and they didn't call it as they're saying Starzomski didn't try hard enough. Starzomski lost that to Jackson Sweeney and then lays him out in the far corner. Stafford lost it to DeRozier. Galloway coming in and picking it up. Stafford. Oh, and he knocked the helmet off DeRozier. And there's no penalty there. But as the puck, it's in front of the net and it squirts out. And somebody got stuck in front of the net. Blonda coming in 1-on-1. Blonda shoots! That was a terrific move by Blonda around Connor Cousins. And there's been some shenanigans here in this last shift. With 2:30 left to go in the second period, things are getting a little tense here in the Northern Community Center.
Well, on one side of the ice, we have Anthony Blonda making a hell of a move to get to the net. That was a great move to try to just get onto his backhand and just try to get that pass Powers. But on the other end of the ice, by Marks, we have a bunch of chippiness going around. And to be honest with you, these referees need to get in control of this game, or else it's going to get a little too ugly, and we don't want to see that between both these teams.
2:30 left to go in the second period. Sault College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 2. Jameis, Santa Maria. Kovacs, back to Sault. Wanda, and to Jameis. Kovacs, quick shot, that was blocked. Jameis, back to Sault. Sault, from the net, and he was looking for Kovacs. The puck didn't make it. Back comes Nick. Nick and Underhill. Oh, and they call Underhill offside as Underhill was dragging that back leg. And according to the linesman, he didn't drag it long enough. 2:10 left to go in the second period, and that thwarted what could have been a dangerous chance for the Sabres. So the faceoff will come just outside the Sault College blue line. Underhill, Nick, Miller, Weber, and Fournette for Wisconsin. Looking for a late goal in the second period. Here comes DeRozier. Shooting it in right on, and Powers will not take any chances. And he covers the puck up with 2 minutes and 1 second left to go in the second period.
This has been a very eventful second period as Powers decides to slow the puck down. Not a bad decision here. Get the change, get some fresh legs out, and maybe change the tide of this game.
And Madison, Wisconsin, rimming it around the boards, but too much on it. And it went all the way down the ice. And that will be icing on Madison, Wisconsin. 1:53 left to go in the second period. Sault College 4 and Madison, Wisconsin Sabres 2. Face-off will be to the right of Jackson Powers, Harley Wardell, Dylan Windsor, Gabriel Zambaro up front for the Sault College Cougars. Windsor with a shot, and that was a bullet high over top of the net. Back to DeRozier, across to McLeod. Shoots, that was steered aside by Powers. Mick flips it out into the center ice area. DeRozier, McLeod blows a tire, and here comes Nick. Nick, right in, and that was a good block by DeRozier. Cousins. In behind the goal, Dylan Windsor and Underhill on the far side squirts out. Back. Across to Cousins. Shoots, and that was heading wide of the goal. But Keenan Marks didn't take any chances, and he grabbed that one and got a whistle.
Well, yeah, like I've said before, the way Marian needs to have success is just work it into the Cougar zone and just try to keep the puck to the outside, get it back up top to the defenders, maybe get some chances, get a shot, get some bounces, because Keenan Marks has been very well today.
Jameis hands it off to Kovacs. Looking for Jameis, but that one off the stick of Yarkunis. This line hasn't played that much for Marian, Wisconsin so far. We'll see if they can get anything going here late in the second period. We're under a minute to go. Santa Maria's from the net. Back comes Marian, Wisconsin. This is the matchup Sault College wants as Regan shoots it in. Sault bounces up, but that's right on the stick of Christian Regan. Regan ducks a hit there by Sault. Then he was hit hard by Starzomski. Sweeney coming in to take the puck. Sweeney around the goal. Back to Miller. Sends it to the goal, and it was deflected just wide of the goal. Kovacs sends it ahead to Santa Maria. And Santa Maria lost that one, and Weber just gets it out of his own zone. And that's Blake Stafford coming back to Sweeney. to Galloway. Galloway sends a backhand to the goal, and it didn't make it. Galloway shoots, and right at the buzzer. Keenan Marks with another good glove save. And at the end of the second period, the Sioux College Cougars 4 and the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres 2.
Just a tremendous second period there. We saw a little bit of everything that period, and it's going to lead into a very entertaining third period, as we're going to see both sides maybe go into the locker room. Coaches are going to draw some things up, maybe discuss some things to work on, and we'll see a very anticipated third period going on here at the Northern Community Center.
After 40 minutes of play, the Sioux College Cougars lead the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres by a score of 4-2. And we'll be back in about 13 minutes' time for the third period. Welcome back inside the Northern Community Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Mike Armitage, Griffin Sears here for tonight's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting University of Marian, Wisconsin Sabres. After 2 periods of play, the Sault College Cougars 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 2. An absolutely incredible second period, Griffin, both ways, physicality, scoring chances, and goals.
It's about almost everything you can wish in a hockey game. Just both sides playing their hearts out, great offensive chances, a little bit of banter in between. We don't like to see too much. We like to see everyone be safe, everyone come out of the game without injuries. But like we've been saying all game, great battles. Everything about this game is what hockey is all about.
As we take a look at the Madison, as the Marian, Wisconsin goal, it looks like there's been a goaltender change. So it's playing a goal now for Marian, Wisconsin is number 50, Tyler MacArthur. Marian, Wisconsin needs at least 2 goals to come back here in the third period. Kovacs on the far side just dumps it inside this Marian, Wisconsin zone. Cousins. And Fournette let it go by. Kovacs. Over to Brody McLeod. McLeod squeezed off. And back comes Nick with Fournette going to the goal. Fournette all by himself. What a save that was by Marks. And just 25 seconds into the third period, a glorious scoring chance for Marian, Wisconsin. Keenan Marks. Sharp. Starzomski stands out to the goal, and that's steered aside by MacArthur. Nick. That was knocked out of the air by Kovacs. And number 4, Connor Cousins, will start out to Underhill. Zambaro got in the way, and Wardell back to Zambaro. That one over top of a stick. Stafford coming over the line. He just gave that to Starzomski. Zambaro coming through center. He was poke checked. Starzomski. Zambaro gets it back and lost it to Weber. Rink wide pass. And that was nowhere near number 12, Jackson Sweeney. Sweeney has the puck in the near corner. Zambaro coming to get the puck. Gallivan looking for a loose puck. Gallivan takes it in front of the net. And Lemke spatted it back. Weber shoots. And that was blocked by Lemke. Lemke taken down from behind by Sweeney. Here comes Zambaro. Zambaro being rubbed off the play by McMahon. Zambaro and the bigger McMahon. Zambaro looking for the puck, and it squirts out. Sweeney to Fournette. Check that. That's number 11, Blake Stafford. Stafford over the line. Gallivan. Galloway. Seu. Gave that away in front of the net. And that's no damage done as Chase Johnson comes back. And number 91, Andrew Nesbitt, with a high stick on Johnson, but Johnson gets away. Johnson in front of the goal. Post. Side swipes, side steps a check and shoots it. But that went wide of the goal, and it's going to come all the way back down inside the Sault College zone. David Seu leaves it there for number 4, Cohen Carrillo. Post. Speeding through center. And Post has the puck and back to the net for Novello. Johnson lurking around in front of the net. And Chase Johnson has the puck. Leaves it for Post. To Novello. Novello turns around and whips it all the way around. Brody McLeod, and the puck hops over a stick. But Avery. Good work by Avery momentarily. Kept it in. Brody McLeod to Avery. Novello. And he's going to send that back to number 4, Anthony Blonda. Post just dumps it high. Over top of the glass. And out of play. And I think the actual plan was to dump it off the glass and change. 16:33 left to go in period number 3. Sault College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 2.
We kind of talked about it. It's nice to see both teams coming right off the gates, flying, skating really hard, fighting for the puck, and it's going to be a great third period here.
Avery around his own goal. Bounces that off the boards. Moore takes out the linesman on his way by. And that's Cousins, Connor Cousins. Long outlet pass. And number 21, Christian Regan, didn't see where it was going. And it went all the way down to Keenan Marks, who covers it up with 16:09 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 2.
We're going to see a face-off to the right, Keegan Marks. And we're going to see maybe if Marian can win the draw here and get something going in the offensive end.
Right off the draw. In front of the net, Owen. How did Galloway miss? He missed. But Jackson Sweeney did not miss. And on that second and third effort by the Sabres, they cut the lead to 4-3.
Well, that's just what Marian needed right there. They just needed something to get a little bit of a wind in their sails. Like I just said right before that goal, is that they needed to win that draw. That's why it's so crucial to have one of your best guys on the faceoff dot inside the other team's offense, inside the offensive zone. And you got to win that draw, and you got to try to get a chance going here. And that's what they did. And they executed that perfectly.
So we've got a one-goal game here in the third period. Sioux College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 3. We're in for a heck of a finish here at the Northern Community Center. Kovacs with Jameis in front of the net, and the pass was high over top of his stick. Back comes Weber to O'Neill, and they let that go. That certainly looked offside. End-to-end action. Santa Maria to Kovacs. Kovacs sending that to the goal, and it went wide. Santa Maria to Jameis. Jameis being bothered there by Newland. Santa Maria. And Kovacs was all by himself in the slot, and he couldn't get him the puck. Newland off the glass to O'Neill. O'Neill shoots. Oh, and he swung and missed. O'Neill has it again. O'Neill shoots, scores! Anthony O'Neill on his second chance had all kinds of time, all by himself in front of the net, and makes no mistake, and he ties it up. Sioux College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 4.
Well, it's fair to say that O'Neill definitely deserved that one. He's been buzzing around all night, trying to find chances. He's had them. He just finally got the chance, and he put it in the back of the net. And we got a tie hockey game going into the third here.
15:04 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 4. Marian, Wisconsin with some life here in the third period, a little bit more life than the Sioux College Cougars. And there was a hit from behind by Cousins. Nick shoots, blockered up high by Marks. And that was not out. Now it comes out. And Harley Wardell over the line decides to stop. He was checked. There's a trip. And Brody McLeod will get the gate with 14:38 left to go in the third period. Marian, Wisconsin will go back to the power play. And not much going Sioux College way here early in the third period. 2 goals, and now they'll have to kill off 2 crucial minutes.
Like you just said, nothing's really going the Sioux College way. But all they need to do here is just take a couple deep breaths, relax, settle the puck down, and just get it out of their end and get out of this power play.
Galloway shoots, and front one went wide of the goal. Starzomski to Novello, couldn't get it by Cousins. And that come out, and that wasn't an ideal pass. So Stafford has to come back. Stafford coming over the line. He's going to go around Starzomski all the way around the goal. Will he give it to Galloway? He's going to keep it. No, he's going to hand it off to Cousins, to Galloway. Shoots! And that one went wide of the goal. Novello was bumped hard into the boards. Cousins to Galloway. Back to Stafford. And that's number 14. Piper post by Stafford and all the way down with a minute to go in the penalty to Brody McLeod. Galloway back to Cousins to Nick. Post will get that. He's tired. He's going to need a rest. And he just gave that to Nick. But Novello was there. Post coming in, bumping his man. Underhill on the near boards. To O'Neill, who just scored. Looking for another one. He tried a short side shot, but hit the side of the goal. And it's shot down the ice. And MacArthur will leave it there for Weber. Zambaro causing some difficulties in the offensive zone. Underhill couldn't get it out. Windsor, he was knocked down hard by number 18. That was Caden Fournette. Nick with a good move around Desroger, and that pass to Underhill didn't connect. And the penalty to Brody McLeod is over. Zambaro. Oh, and he was wrestling with his player. And there's going to be a penalty called. And it's going to be Zambaro who's going to get the call. Underhill slows things down in behind his own goal. MacArthur on the bench for the extra attacker. Oh, and he almost put it in his own goal. He rattled it off the post. Holy cow, what a turn of events that would have been. Blake Stafford in behind his own net. To O'Neill in the far corner. Fournette. So Jackson Sweeney over the line. Sweeney, that was poke check by Starzomski. And finally, Harley Wardell touches the puck. And Marian, Wisconsin is going to go back to the power play.
Well, it's just an interesting turn of events there. We have Zambaro basically on the back of a Marian defender, and he ends up getting a penalty. I'm pretty sure that was for a hold. And so we're going to see what Marian can do on another power player and maybe get the lead.
Galloway, Sweeney, and Nesbitt. Cousins and Stafford on the power play for Marian, Wisconsin. Galloway coming through center. He lost that to Novello. And somebody's stick broke? No. Just a short stick for Galloway, who has the puck, number 17, Gavin Galloway. He was poke checked by McLeod, and McLeod shoots it all the way down the ice. Brody McLeod, he's a solid defender for the Sault College Cougars, both ends of the ice. Number 88, Nesbitt to Weber. Nick, back to Nesbitt. Up to O'Neill, and he couldn't handle that pass. And it's on the stick of Post. Gave it to Fournette. Fournette, who gave it to DeRoger. And now Brody McLeod will rifle it all the way down. And Underhill, Ashton Underhill for Marian, Wisconsin. Leaves it there for Weber. Jace Weber to Underhill. Ashton Underhill coming to the center. Shoots a quick shot. And Keenan Marks with a glove save. 44 seconds left in the penalty to Gabriel Zambaro. 10:39 left to go in the third period. We're all tied up at 4.
Well, we saw a little bit of a polished game from the Cougars for that little minute and a half there. So hopefully they continue to kill off this power play, and hopefully they can work something out and then maybe get something going here.
Fournette, Underhill, and O'Neill up front on the power play, which has 30 seconds left in it. O'Neill, touch pass to Mick, over the line, all the way across, and that's to nobody, Dylan Windsor. Oh, and there's a knee on knee right there. And that is going to be a penalty. That is a dangerous play. And hopefully Dylan Windsor will be okay. O'Neill comes in with a little bit of a headlock on Nick Jameis. So that'll do it for the power play for Marian University, as number 6, Jace Weber, will go off. And hopefully Dylan Windsor just has a little bit of a leg bruise on that play.
Well, we talked about it basically the whole game. You got to watch out for those hits. When you try to duck out of the way from that, you're kind of opening up yourself for a knee-to-knee. It's just fortunate that I think Windsor's going to be okay. But we're going to get 4-on-4 hockey here for about 19 seconds. And Weber got a 4-minute for that one. And so we're going to see a long power play for the Cougars here. And maybe they'll get some offense started here.
Jameis, Santa Maria, Starzomski, and Kovacs for the Sault College Cougars. And number 6, Jace Weber, has been assessed a 4-minute double minor penalty. We're not sure what it's for. We're going to guess up here that's kneeing. So we'll have to wait for the official announcement and see what it's for. 10:14 left to go in the third period. Sault College 4 and Marian, Wisconsin 4. 4-on-4 hockey, so we should be in for some pretty good pace here for the next few seconds. Starzomski into Jameis. Jameis in behind the goal. Santa Maria. Right on, rebound, Jameis. Oh, and he couldn't find the rebound as MacArthur gave out a juicy rebound on that one. And Sault College has 5 players on the ice. So Sault College will get another power play chance. Brock Santa Maria for the Sault College Cougars. Coming out of his own zone, gingerly gaining speed, but he drops it off to Jacob Kovacs. To Jameis, back to Kovacs, shoots, scores! You mentioned it earlier, Griffin, a definition of a tic-tac-toe play. Well, there it was, and Kovacs was the recipient, and the Sault College Cougars get a power play goal, and they're up by a score of 5-4.
Well, that's just what the Cougars needed right there. Something to get them back into this hockey game, settle them down a little bit, stick to what they know, stick to how they play, and we're going to see how maybe Marian can respond here.
So that'll do it for the first part of the 4-minute power play, and the Sault College Cougars will remain on the power play for the next couple of minutes. Santa Maria upended, but got control of the puck. Kovacs. Santa Maria has the puck, battling with number 27, and that's Easton Nick. Jameis. Kovacs, another one, score! A long cross-ice pass from Nick Jameis right on the stick. And a one-time shot by Jacob Kovacs. And the Sault College Cougars have their 2-goal lead restored with 9:06 left to go in period number 3.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered. I'm sure the coaches for the Cougars are plenty happy with that. That is a dream for coaches, to get 2 goals on a double minor, to use both of the penalties, and just absolutely execute everything that they drew up in that power play.
And Harley Wardell for the Sault College Cougars. He was pinched on the boards. And Newland lost his stick. Oh, puck and the stick went flying through the air, but he's got it back, Newland. Poke check by Wardell. Brody McLeod will slow things down and comes out into the neutral area. Graff all the way in, and that got by Keenan Marks. So DeRozier will get it for the Sault College Cougars. Coming out of his own zone, still has it. Try to get by Galloway, but couldn't do it. O'Neill with Stafford in front of the net. And McLeod with a nice stick. And he shoots the puck into his own bench. And is that a 2-minute penalty for delay of game? I don't believe in the ACHA that will be a delay of game penalty. So 8:13 left to go in the third period. Sault College 6 and the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres 4. On a great start to the period by Marian, Wisconsin, and a double minor cost them dearly as Sault College Cougars scored 2 times. McLeod around Galloway. McLeod all the way down the ice. That could be icing on the Sault College Cougars, and it is, as Weber comes back to touch the puck. 8:04 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 6 and Marian, Wisconsin 4.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Marian, Wisconsin responds. They are not out of this game by any means. They just scored 2 goals in under 2 minutes. So it'll be nice to see if they can maybe get something going again and maybe tie up this hockey game.
Galloway in front of the net. Stafford scores! And that was just mentioned 4 seconds ago that Marian, Wisconsin is not out of this game. And a beautiful pass from Gavin Galloway on the stick of number 11, Blake Stafford, to the back of the goal. And we're back to a 1-goal lead for the Sioux College Cougars with 7:57 left to go in the third period.
And like I said before, off the draw means so much. If you can win that draw, get it back, snap it back over, set something up, and that's what happens when that, and then it gets inside the net there.
Now we're in for a good finish here with 7 minutes and 50 seconds up. Moore in front of the goal! So, no goal! As Dylan Windsor thought he had a goal. He had his arms in the air, but the official said no goal. And Keenan Marks stops that one. And Mitchell Moore comes in to take an extra shot. Now the Sioux College Cougars got to be careful here. They don't need another penalty.
Well, as we've seen, the refs are definitely not afraid of calling that, so they got to keep it in tune and keep it in check so they don't get themselves a man disadvantage there.
7:34 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 6 and Marian, Wisconsin 5. Michael Starzomski high over top of the official right into his own bench, and the whistle goes. Shots on goal, dead even so far here tonight. So far 24-24, and we're only at a 1-goal difference. Even though there's been 11 goals scored, Griffin, has pretty much been a goaltender duel too. Both goaltenders have been really good the entire game. Right off the draw, O'Neill rips one, rebound, and Marks knocked that down with his glove. Face-off will be to the left again of Keenan Marks. Marian, Wisconsin's had a few plays right off the draw. Another one right off the draw, and O'Neill shot that one over top of the goal. Newland back to the point. Graff shoots, and that one off something wide of the goal. Dylan Windsor out into the neutral zone. Cousins had to wait, but he has the puck, and Cousins gets it in. But Lemke falls awkwardly into the boards, but he's up. And number 23, DiBardino to Windsor. And he flips it high into the far corner, and they need a change. DiBardino coming into Weber. Has the puck, DiBardino. Good work by the forward for the Sioux College Cougar. Doesn't see a lot of ice time, but very effective when he's out there is DiBardino. Kovacs, 2 goals in the third period as Jacob Kovacs. And the puck touched something inside the Marian, Wisconsin bench. And the whistle goes. 6:36 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 6 and Marian, Wisconsin 5.
Yeah, as you said, DiBardino, maybe they're going to look to maybe give him some more ice time. He just grinds out there. He works in the corners, he gets the puck back. I'd like to see him get a couple more shifts out there, see what they can do.
A big line for Sioux College on the ice. Santa Maria, Jameis, and Kovacs. Jameis, that one off his skate. Kovacs gathers it in. Backhand pass to Santa Maria on the right wing. Kovacs just couldn't quite get there in time in front of Weber. Kovacs gently falls into the boards, and the puck comes out. And that's Avery, who was there in time to keep it in. Jameis tied up in the near corner. Weber coming in looking for a puck. And it's tied up by about 5 players, and they don't like to blow the whistle on these types of plays. The puck squirts loose to Santa Maria. Back to Avery. Avery couldn't keep it in. And so Sioux College has a change. That allows Marian, Wisconsin to come out. But they're going to get it back. Blonda all the way down the ice. And no icing. Number 3, number 55, Ashton Underhill. Around Wardell. Around Zambaro. Underhill shoots right on, and that was another easy glove save for Keenan Marks. 5:23 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 6, Marian, Wisconsin 5.
Well, as Marks knocks it back down again, we're going to see if the Cougars can win the draw. And as they do there, they work it back into the corner.
And that's number 4, Blonda. Barely just gets it out. Nick picks it up quickly in. Shoots. Oh, no, right toe save by Marks. That was a nice save by the right leg and toe of the Sioux College goaltender. Marks will leave it there for Seu to Dylan Windsor. Couldn't get that by number 18, Frenette. Try again. Windsor tries again. Couldn't get it by Cousins. All the way across the graph. Shoots and scores! A long shot by number 3, Logan Graff, and somehow that beat Sioux College goaltender Keenan Marks. And Griffin, we're all tied up again at 6 with 4:43 left to go in the third period.
Well, I did say it. They were not out of this game by any means. We had a couple guys in front, a couple of Cougars, a couple of Marian guys in front. They worked it back to the blue line, took a nice shot, and Marks just could not see the puck, and it just squeaked right past him into the net.
And we're in for a good finish now. Here we go. Piper Post lost his stick. And Weber pushes the puck forward. Stafford. Post was knocked down. Lemke on the far side. He gave that up. Oh, and he was crushed on the far side by Galloway. Galloway more of an offensive threat than a big hitter, but he certainly took Lemke out. Lemke's a big man. Lemke on the far side. Oh, all the way across in front of his own goal. But Starzomski got the puck deep inside the Marian, Wisconsin goal. Novello back to Johnson. Novello backhand pass. That's to Roger. Shoots! Oh, and he ripped that one high over top of the goal. The seas just parted as he was allowed to come right in. Now Starzomski has to wait for Post to come out. Starzomski gets it inside this Marian, Wisconsin zone. Weber in the behind the goal. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third period. We're all tied up at 6. We're almost at the next goal win here situation. But you never know. There's been a lot of goals scored in a short period of time. And that's fired around the boards, and Starzomski couldn't quite get there in time to keep it in. Kovacs for the Sioux College Cougars. To DeRozier. Long rink wide pass out of the reach of everybody, and that's going to be icing as Cousins beat Nick Jamis in a race to get to the puck. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third period. Sioux College 6 and Marian, Wisconsin 6.
For the last 3:10 here we have left. This is essentially a 0-0 hockey game. Both teams are going to maybe try to control the puck a little bit more, be a little too perfect. Well, that's just, they got to stick to their games, stick to what they know, and stick to what they do best for both sides.
Starzomski just couldn't get it by Underhill. Underhill around the goal to Frenette. Frenette and Starzomski on the stick of Jacob Kovacs, and he gets it high out into the neutral zone. Here comes Nick Jamis speeding through center. Jamis, what a pair of hands he has. Jacob, oh, and that was Kovacs looking for his third of the night. DeRozier into Jamis. To Kovacs, shoots, and that one went off something and went wide of the goal. Jamis and Kovacs, good chemistry out there for the Sioux College Cougars. Frenette to Nick. Nick and Frenette. Frenette all by himself. Shoots! And that was stopped by Keenan Marks on a 2-on-1. And that, the Sioux College Cougars dodged a big-time bullet there.
I don't even know if Marks knew where that puck was. He just sprawled over to the other side of the net and just got lost in between his pads or his gear. But that was a heck of a save. And just great chemistry of that Santa Maria, Jamis, Kovacs line. That line's going to be the X factor, and you might see them be the game changer with this one.
Stafford right off the jaw, shoots! And that one was right on, and Keenan Marks with the save. They've done that a bunch of times tonight, right off the face-off in the offensive zone with one-time shots. And Sault College has to be careful with that as we're in a tie game here with 2:17 left to go. Another one, Stafford with a shot and steered aside by Marks. Oh, and there was a big-time collision there as Dylan Windsor. But back comes Zambaro. He shot, he has it again. Front of the goal. And Sweeney gets it out to Galloway. Dylan Windsor certainly taking a pounding tonight, as he was lucky there because he didn't see that one coming at all. Jameis to Zambaro. Back to Sayu. Sayu to Wardell. He couldn't find Zambaro. Back comes O'Neill. Over the line, O'Neill. Zarzomski crushes him and gives him a shot in the back of the head. And back comes McLeod. And O'Neill gave it to Zarzomski. Zarzomski banging a stick on the ice. Back comes Cousins. Shoots! And he fired that one over top of the goal. Jameis, that's Kovacs, stole the puck. One-on-one with Weber. Kovacs decides to stop. Kovacs gave it to O'Neill. Oh, what a pass that was. And Devin Butley coming in, but couldn't get by DeRoger. Kovacs, we're under a minute to go in the third period. Kovacs shooting it in. We could be C overtime. We'll have to wait about 40 seconds and see. Jameis has the puck. He lost that to Underhill. Kovacs. And Weber in the far corner. Underhill waiting for the puck to squirt out. And it comes out. It's on the stick of Nick. Nick and Underhill. Oh, DeRoger falls down. Nick. Underhill shoots. Blockered aside by Marks. Back comes DeRoger. Long the pass to Jameis. Jameis. All the way across, and that's Santa Maria. Poke checked by number 8. That's Miller. And they're going to probably just hold the puck in there as we only have about 2 seconds left in the third period. There it is. The buzzer goes, and after 3 periods of play, nothing has been decided. Sault College 6 and Marian, Wisconsin 6. And there'll be 4-on-4 play. Sudden death. Next goal wins. What a game, Griffin. What a game.
Heck of a game. This has been unreal. This has been unreal for everyone watching. All the fans that are here, they're on the edge of their seats waiting for something to happen. And as this game got to 6-6, we both knew that it was going to be next goal wins, essentially. And now that it's overtime, that is in full effect. We're going to get we got about a minute 23 left in this overtime little intermission. The coaches talk to their players, maybe drop some schemes, get some 4-on-4 tactics going on out there. But we're going to see a lot of ice out there, and we're going to see what Marian and the Cougars can do.
And I don't know if either team didn't plan on it going to overtime, because they got to play again here pretty soon. And there's going to be a lot of hockey played here yet tonight. Shots on goal after 3 periods of play by the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres, 32. And by the Sault College Cougars, 26. And both teams finding the back of the net 6 times. So we'll see if Gavin Galloway will be on the ice. You got to think he's going to be out there. He's the leading point getter so far this season for the Sabres. And are they going to switch ends? I think they stay on the same end. Looks like the goaltenders are staying on the same end. And I'm not sure what he said. Did he say it was a 5-minute 4-on-4 sudden death? I believe that's what it was. And after that, shootout. 5 minutes, 4-on-4 sudden death. If that doesn't solve anything, we'll be going to a shootout. We haven't had a shootout here yet this year in the ladies or men's games. And the goaltenders exchange pleasantries as they are going to change ends. Oh, we're set to go. Let's correct that. It's going to be a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death overtime period. And that opens up even more ice, Griffins.
Oh yes, we're going to see a lot of high-paced hockey here as we see a lot of leagues switch to the 3-on-3. It decides the game's a little bit faster so you don't have to go into the shootout. A lot of leagues are now eliminating the shootout entirely. So we're going to see, I'm not too certain, I'm pretty sure it still goes into a shootout, but we're going to see some nice high-paced hockey here. And we're going to see who will be the deciding factor in this hockey game that has been back and forth the whole way.
Here we go. The Sault College Cougars will send out Brock Santa Maria, Michael Starzomski, and number 28, Gabriel Zambaro. Marian, Wisconsin has Cousins, Stafford, and O'Neill. Zambaro. 3-on-3, Lake Pond hockey here. Looking, next goal wins. Starzomski coming out for the Sault College Cougars. Decides to turn around and start again across the ice to Gabriel Zambaro. Zambaro couldn't get by Cousins, so he has to stop and hands it off to Brock Santa Maria. Santa Maria by Stafford. Is he going to get by Cousins? He's not going to be able. Starzomski all by himself in front of the net, but the pass was too far in front of him. O'Neill. Back to Cousins. Cousins to Stafford. To O'Neill. 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 Shoots, and he hit the side of the goal. O'Neill has it back. Stafford with a shot, and he was all by himself at the side of the goal, and he missed. O'Neill's been a thorn in the side of the Sault College Cougars the entire game. What a chance that was, and Stafford missed. 3:46 left to go in the overtime period. Stafford is going to give it off to number 6, Jace Weber, as he heads off for a change. Sweeney. Around McLeod. Nice play by McLeod to recover. Jameis. To Kovacs. Sault College Cougars got some offense on the ice now. Kovacs to McLeod. Back to Kovacs. Jameis, that pass was out of his reach. Galloway coming out for Marian, Wisconsin. Galloway. Wow, went off a skate. Comes McLeod. And good work by number 12, Sweeney, to come back. Galloway. Knocked down by Jameis. Weber. Jace Weber, number 6. Up to Galloway. That pass was in his skates. Weber. To Sweeney. He was poke checked by Kovacs. MacArthur as the passes it across rink wide to Galloway. Gavin Galloway. To Jace Weber. Easton Nick on the near boards. He falls over the red line, but up quickly. And that's too many players on the ice, but they never called that one. As Butler hammered the puck. There's a big hit on Jameis. Jameis still going. Oh, he was hit hard, but here he comes. Jameis decides to turn and come back. Turns again. Watched by Butler. Again, Jameis decides to stop in behind his own goal. Doesn't stop. Decides to keep coming. To Windsor. Dylan Windsor. Around Mick. In front of the goal. Score! Dylan Windsor, with all the patience in the world, outweighted MacArthur. And with 1:51 left to go in the overtime period, the Sault College Cougars 7 and the Marian, Wisconsin Sabres 6.
Well, we knew something was going to give there just from the way the overtime was leading up there. He waits, and he finally finds the opening of the net and just puts it into the empty cage. What a play to get the step, and this is just a great brand of hockey that we've seen. And we're glad to call this game for you guys and enjoy this hockey game as well for all of you.
Once again, the final score here. The Sault College Cougars defeat the University of Marian, Wisconsin Sabres by a score of 7-6 in overtime. Next action for the Sault College Cougars will be right here at the Northern Community Center tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock noon against these same Marian, Wisconsin Sabres. For the entire Sault College Cougars hockey team, my name is Mike Armitage alongside Griffin Sears. Thanks very much for watching and good night from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.